ain't see him. Flying off the line of my DM. I don't have time for this, no. This is why you're always alone. Decisions you're making, I don't know what's going on, but that ain't none of my business. When I wanna move on, always taking me round in circles. Always scared that I'm gonna hurt you. Now round and round we go, 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 round and round we. Always taking me round in circles. Always scared that I'm gonna hurt you. Now round and round we go, 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 round and round we go.
Just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Bubak left. You don't want to change from the 4-3.
One sec.
Oh my God. See what's the madness? That's a madness. Brilliant start. Fantastic, Ram. Ram, do you still want this contract, bro? The way Ram's moving like an enemy.
I thought it was just me. I was thinking, yo, I can't hear nothing. Like, that's what I was about. Like, hold on. Let me.
I heard you. I didn't hear myself. It's just dumb. But look, big up what's going on, people. We're back again on the Jerry James show. And as I was saying, we thought this week would be comfy. No Liverpool news, not Liverpool games. Last night, I was out there getting my Chris Breezy on, do you know what I mean? Talking behind stage with G about that. Like, listen, it's dumb. It was dumb. Dumb performance. But guess who I bump into, though? Guess who I bump into, G? I'm in the lounge. I'm percolating, getting my little thing. I'm there and I'm looking around. There's a couple, two mixed race brothers. Who are the mixed race brothers, G? Chat to me. Who are the mixed race brothers? Let me give you a description, yeah? One's brothers. One brother just got like the hardest hairline, like let's just not beat around the bush. The hairline's dumb. The hairline is dumb, right? And then there's another brother.
Of course.
There's another brother who I don't know what to call his thing, but his things are just a bit mad. Edman saying he does want me to kind of, do you know what I mean, banter and get onto the, do you know what I mean, onto the rosters, but. Yes, I'm just going to get the picture up, people, because it's moving a bit mad. Like, let's see if I can get this up. Hold on.
But hey, listen, but even the rusters will make it, you know what I'm saying, like clean and that. You know what I mean? Like them thing that you got to keep in good nick. You have to keep that in good condition, bro. Otherwise, that thing won't, you know what I mean? It won't be proper in a few years' time. Start breaking off at the wrong ends, boy.
Yeah, man. But listen, today, man,
the other one was a mop.
What, a mop? Is that what man are saying? A mop. But let's get it up. Let's get up, people. But I was there. I was vibing at the concert, and look who you pop into. By the way, that's not me. But I saw them from the balcony. Let me just say it like that. I'm walking past. I'm like, oh, he's there. But yeah, you got them, man. So obviously, I'm out here thinking, cool. Like, we're doing our thing. Obviously, we've got another grooming session going on, innit? The biggest grooming scandal since God knows, innit? What's going on right now? Like, I was about to say
something, but
I was going to say like Shropshire or something, or Sheffield, but I was like, yeah, let me not.
Yeah, I thought, let me even just leave that. Let me just leave in. Yeah,
But. I wake up this morning. Ornstein What's Ornstein saying, G? What's Ornstein saying?
Bro, it's like the what I will say. Obviously, we wake up Monday. Was it today's Monday? Yeah, shit, I'm even getting the days of the week. Like that's how you know it's international week, bro. Like I'm not even focusing on anything other than just doing what I need to do. You got Ornstein, obviously, they're talking about Liverpool ruining our week, ruining our whole fun. You know what I mean? You could have saved this for another time. Like you don't have to do this on day one, bro. You could have done this on another day, could have done this another week, all these kind of things. But dropping about, Liverpool potentially being unlikely suitors, for Jude Bellingham. So
what did you say, G? What did you say? Unlikely suitors.
Bro, unlikely, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like I said to someone earlier on, bro, you can't trust these journalists sometimes, man. Like, you'll wake up tomorrow, Liverpool sign Lionel Messi for the way that we move. So sometimes I read some of these things and they make for good conversation. David Ornstein, he's a reputable journalist. He's obviously bare people big him up, same way we big up like Fabrizio kind of thing. And so when he's coming out with news like he was today in regards to Liverpool, obviously Liverpool fans are going to sit up, they're going to rant, they're going to moan, they're going to have a meltdown. The whole of Liverpool fans were on meltdown this whole, what's the time now? 5:21. When did he drop that? Maybe like around 9 o'clock or whatever this morning. I'd say probably since 9 to 5. From 9 to 5, like a normal day job. Liverpool fans have been in utter and complete meltdown. And I think we'll get into it properly anyway, but bro, it just makes me laugh. Honestly, it does make me laugh. But you see, when you saw it, obviously when you've seen the news, obviously this is just after you've been obviously Chris Brown and stuff like that as well. Obviously, you've seen these two in the cut again. Like you said before, a grooming session was clearly in place again. And then you wake up in the morning and then
just to reiterate, Drew, the grooming session was so bad, right? That even when I saw from the videos, they had the dinner and that, and I don't know who was moving like the chick in that situation, because they're both at the concert. Neither man was skanking out. Neither man was vibing. They're just there. I hear Trent Alexander like just muttering the words under his breath. Maybe Bellingham's the one in charge, bro. Maybe Bellingham's doing the grooming for all we know. I don't know. I don't know at this point.
Real Madrid settings, like, but yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Like, how, like, when you wake up and you see things like this, obviously, everything we've said, taking out things that we've obviously said and mentioned about Liverpool, how we feel about them in a general sense. But if you're just looking at this objectively from the outside in, how do you look at this kind of news anyway when you see this? Considering all you've heard about, and bear in mind, in my opinion, I don't think we've heard really any reputable people mention that Liverpool or that Jude and Liverpool are a thing. It's more the Liverpool journalist kind of side of things who are saying this quite a lot. I haven't really heard too much on the side of just like, I ain't heard Fabrizio come out and say, yeah, all right, cool. So Liverpool are in for It's just more like Liverpool like this player, just like thousands of other clubs. But in terms of actually really going for him, haven't really heard too much. What do you think? Or how did you look at it?
It is, yeah. For me, it was, and shout out to Eminem for this bar, yeah. Snap back to reality. That's what it was, brother. It was like, come on, man. Come on. Everything I was hearing, all the ITKs, everybody that was telling me, this might happen. I was like, right, okay. Took it with a pinch of salt. But for me, I 100% agree. I don't really trust these journalists. It's all publicity. Someone's trying to get the biggest news break. They're taking an inch and running with it and trying to create a story for it and spinning narratives. 100% agree a lot of the time, right? What I would say, though, is for me, logically, Liverpool not getting Bellingham makes sense based on historically what we're seeing, based on the fact that FSG haven't got that money, the investment or the sale that was spoken about never came to fruition. So we're in the same situation. We had 100 million to go and spend, or essentially on a player or players. We've done that through purchasing Nunes and Gakpo in the summer and in January, respectively. We got 2 forwards instead. I know money's going to be made available, but we're not in a situation that we've strengthened the team this summer and next summer we just need that last key, like we did with Verge or like we did with certain other players. Right? You've got the team around, and it's just like if we get that, like Haaland, like at City, right? City was sorted. They just needed that one piece because they didn't have a forward. So they just got the forward for that amount of money, right? However it was packaged. The way I'm looking at it, for me, this was never going to happen. And maybe I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Like, who's to know, Leonard? I'm not I don't know what's going on. Maybe my logic doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't. But when I look at this brother, yeah, having this meal, they're smiling. Do you know why? Do you know why Trent's smiling? Because he's not in the ambience of a Hendo, of a Milner, of a Verge, or a Gomez. Do you know what I mean? When he's at Liverpool, he looks all annoyed and frustrated. And for me, it's one of those ones where, why would he come? Like, logically speaking, if you were a baller, right? And I'll ask everyone to the comments. We're going to get into the comments as well and shout everyone out. If I was a baller, why am I playing for? Why do I want to come play for Liverpool? For what? We're not in the Champions League. If Liverpool don't get into the Champions League, it's a step down because you're not playing in the Champions League football. You're probably not going to be competing for the title anytime soon, especially not next season, just because you come to the team. I mean, just because you come, you know you're not going to compete. There's going to have to be other factors, right? So you've come in, you ain't competing for the title. You're not in Champions League. It's a step down. What, you're coming for money now? You're coming because you're going to get a bigger pay, a wage packet? What, because your dad's going to get boss? Your dad's going to get an academy job? Is that what we're doing now? I don't know. Like, for me, it just doesn't make any real, like, logical sense as to why a player that's as hyped as he is wants to come to Liverpool. And I understand, yes, Gerrard's his idol and this person's his idol. Heck, there's certain artists that were my idols, bro. If I played them at a barbecue now, it's not going to work out, bro. It's not gonna run. It's not gonna run. But there's certain. Do you know what I mean? There's certain talks. Things change. So for me, it's like, cool. This is just evidence of the reality. We know. Come on. You're kidding yourself. Do you know what it is? We're moving like, yeah. A lot of fans are moving like the kid that like knows his mum's a single mum and that, yeah. But he's getting gassed about the prospect that he saw an Argos catalogue. And the page was folded in a way in which you thought, that's the PS5 I wanted, or that's the back in the day it was like, that's the Ben 10, so whatever it was in the Argos catalog for anyone that remembers. And you're thinking, yeah, my mum's gonna get that. Or you see a massive box. You said you want to train for Christmas, and you see a box like that packaged up just before Christmas, and you're like, that's mine.
This might be me.
You open it up, it's just a parcel for some auntie, bro. You know, like that. It's just a parcel of some watches for some auntie or just.
It come like when you open the sweet box, thinking they're sweets, but it's just a medicine box. It's like, brother,
yeah,
like,
the metal quality street,
bro. Like, where's all the chocolate, bro? Like, why you show me medicine? Fuck that shit, man.
Or the ice cream one, you know, when you go like that, and you think, there's ice cream. You open up, it's just stew, frozen stew.
It's just stew. I'm like, bro. Why is it just stew? Like, yo, you lot don't want to be an African kid growing up, man. It was tough times sometimes, man. Tough times.
Exactly. So for me, the way I'm looking at it is like, cool. Like, if it happens, cool, innit? Like, I'm wrong, but I guess I don't know anything. But if I'm using my logic, why on earth would this player want to play for this club? Why? Like, I question why I'm supporting this club. I question why I'm doing content in this club. I question going to the games. Certain men have asked me to come to the games this week. I said I've had to turn it down. I question wearing the top, and you're trying to tell me that a brother that doesn't support the club, that only rates a player in that team. It's like Ronaldinho, bro. It's like Barca being relegated, but Ronaldinho coming to tap you up and telling you, yeah. Like, we all love Ronaldinho, bro. But at the end of the day, this is my career. He ain't playing with Gerrard. He ain't playing with Gerrard. They've done the same thing with Naby Keita. I guarantee Naby Keita regrets it. Gerrard done the same thing with Naby Keita. I swear it was Gerrard that hand gave him that number 8.
Yep. That was the whole big thing, remember? Like, he was going to come in and be this, like, new Gerrard and all this kind of thing. Like,
Exactly. So it's mad. But look, let's just get into some of the comments, man, because I know there's a few comments, super chats as well. We're going to get into it. And we've got Frank Woods in the building saying Trent and Jude looking kind of sus. You tell me what's sus about it, bro. Explain. Eunice saying it genuinely looked like a date, not going to lie. We got Trudon, big up to Trudon in the building saying this company is fully in the mud. We got Endsman TV in the building as well saying let's go. Big up to Endsman. Make sure we're heading over to Endsman TV and liking and subscribing en route to 500, I believe. So yeah, or 600.
Ends, I've seen your message, by the way, bro. I'm going to literally reply to after this, bro. My apologies. I've just been a little bit busy.
We've got James Doherty. Big up to James saying Klopp out. half the players out, owners out, we will all be out of our mind soon. Facts. The way is at the point, it might make a stream just saying like JJ out or like Jerry out, bro. You know that I'm out, bro. I'm out. I'm out.
Bro.
I'm out.
See me in a few months, boy.
Yeah, innit?
If you're lucky. If you're lucky, boy.
Not even G. Like you just got like an afro, bro, out of nowhere. Like everything's changed.
Bro, out of nowhere. Yeah, probably like.
No, like it's just a reversal. Afro, no beard though. Clean shaven with an afro. Like, yeah.
Bro, listen, if I pop up on you lot like that, bro, you'll be surprised, bro. Trust.
We've got Jeff V in the building. Big up to Jeff V saying, this is the player Klopp ruined our season for. This manager don't have anything to offer anymore. He has no ambition, just like FSG. We ain't winning nothing for a long time if Klopp stays. Damning verdict. We got Jamrock in the building saying, these journalists have LFC fans on a string, and the cynical part of me like to see how easily manipulated people are via the media. Breaking news: Jude will cost in excess of 100 million, is what is being reported today. But last year, Jude was going to cost in excess of 100 million, and Liverpool were not put off by the price tag last year. Exactly, facts. 100% agree. We've got the Ram stand saying, typical JJ, always late. Right now, you're just moving at Sacco, bro. And we know what happened to Sacco. You get dumped off at Crystal Palace and you don't see the light of day again. So carry on, bro. Carry on. We've got Jamie Phillips, football chats. Big up to Jamie Phillips. Hope you had a good holiday. Big up. We got Eunice in the building as well. We got recency bias as well. Our brother from across the pond saying John with another banger. Yes, another banger. We got Glasgow Reds TV. We got John Moore saying big up. Hope you're well. Respect as always. Big up to John Moore. We got Gio. I'm going to run through this bear. Gio the best. Captain Sal. Hassi Mia. Fraser. Big up to Fraser. We got Tahir Qureshi. We got Wino in the building. We got Revenite as well. Yes, I understand. I was on mute. Yes, massive howler. We got Romz as well in the building. Big up to Romz. We got K LSC as well saying bless his people. Big up to K. Let's just get the super chat from Jamrock. Big up to Jamrock again. Appreciate the super chat saying, look, the Athletic a few months ago, LFC not put off by Jude 120 million price tag. Ornstein, Reddy, Pierce employed by Athletic. LFC put off by excess of 100 million price tag. Things change, bro. Things change. So here's where it is, man. Here's where it is. We're hearing Ram saying, look, Jerry, JJ, and G in. I mean, it's crazy. But look, man. Speak. I was gonna like what we're gonna dive into it now anyway. If we're looking at this we look at this from two sides, obviously from Klopp's side and from the owner's side. So when you look at it as a whole, like the question I'm just trying to ask or like trying to figure out or whatever is like, really we shouldn't be blaming anybody. At the end of the day, if you can't sign a player, you can't sign a player. You know, sometimes it is what it is. But fair enough, if people want to play the blame game, let's just do that for the sake of it. Who are you looking at in this whole type of deal? Because obviously you got one side of people saying it's the owners. The owners have like what I'm hearing is the owners have waited 2 years. That's what I'm hearing. On one side, the owners have waited, say, 2 years to sign this one player to the detriment of the team. But then on the other side, I'm hearing Klopp. Why didn't you obviously sign other players in between that time, knowing what you kind of already know in regards to Bellingham, how much he may cost? Obviously, it might have differed, obviously, a little bit by a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. But you kind of knew this was the kind of amount that it's probably going to take for someone like a Bellingham to come. Obviously, you probably didn't think that this season was then going to be this season, meaning then your rebuild is going to be a lot bigger than what you probably initially thought. So, you know, what side are we kind of looking at this, man? Because I'm backed, honestly, because I'm looking at it and I'm just saying we need to stop saying Klopp. Not Klopp, but we need to stop saying FSG said they're going to wait 2 years. Why would the ownership wait 2 years to sign a player? That doesn't even remotely make any sense. They just haven't signed the player because they don't want to sign the player, because they can't sign the player. That could be down to Dortmund just not wanting to sell. Bellingham might have not wanted to leave last season. Like, so many different factors. Why are we not looking at it? And I'm not saying both, and I'm not saying
it's all on Klopp because it is both parties at the end of the day, because this type of deal is going to be looked at from both sets of individuals. But why is it not a case that you're not looking at Klopp and saying, okay, Jerry's got a business, right? I'm coming up to Jerry and I'm saying to him, Jerry knows that we probably need to improve the squad somehow, which I believe FSG blatantly have. They've looked at it and thought, okay, cool. Probably do need to improve the squad, but obviously I want to do it under our terms. So Jerry only wants me to buy these tools, but obviously I know that Jerry's a bit of a stickler for money and he don't really want me to go out and buy the best of the best, but he wants me to grab blah, blah, blah. I've obviously said, no, Jerry, let's say Jerry's got, I don't know, like a hardware store or something like that. And I've said to Jerry, yo, I need this screwdriver, bro. But you know what? I'm going to wait 2 years for this banging screwdriver, because in 2 years' time, it's going to be the best thing on the market, this, that, and the third, red, kind of thing. In the meantime, Jerry and his other business partners, i.e. the recruitment team, have come up to me and said to me, okay, fair enough, you want this screwdriver. Obviously, it's going to be banging, you know, and in a couple of years' time, that's the one that everyone's going to be, you know, wanting and using, etc., etc. But maybe we offer you these other ones, which are a bit cheaper. Maybe some are probably equally as good potentially, but we don't actually know. We just know that that one is the one that we think is going to be the one kind of thing, the one that you want. But I'm going to offer you all these other like little ones. But I then turn them down. I then say, no. I'd rather wait the 2 years for you to think, so you can save up a bit more money. We can get a bit more revenue in, blah, blah, blah. Now the business is starting to fail a little bit this season, this quarter, however you want to put it. Now the business is starting to fail a little bit. We're kind of losing a bit of dough now because obviously I've kind of fucked up in those 2 years time, in that 2 years time. So I've kind of fucked up. But you've been telling me, and your business partners, i.e. the recruitment team, you've been telling me, yo, bro, right, maybe there's a couple other little tools that you could grab here to make things pattern up, and then we can put us back on stead. And then maybe in the future, we can look at something like this or potentially get something else. Whose fault is it now? I don't really get it. Is it your fault for not just giving me the money for the tools from the beginning? Is it my fault for then waiting? I don't really get it.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting one, because the way I would look at it, right, it's two ways. If, let's say, hypothetically, FSG have, and some people believe this, that, you know, they haven't made funds available to Klopp, the kind of Oliver Twist narrative. So, please, sir, can I have some more? I have no money to spend. No, you're not getting that. I know you need, I mean, 3 pieces of bread for your family. I'm only going to give you half a slice of bread, bruv, for your whole family. And he's having to make wonders with that. So they're all rationing it between themselves and stuff. Cool. I guess you have to blame FSG in that situation. What I would caveat that with, though, was Klopp has signed an extension knowing that. So Oliver Twist, we know about that story. He was forced. It was forced servitude. He had to go and work. Because of his circumstances, he had to work. Klopp's not in that situation. He actually signed an extension. So you know what the situation is now. Money was then made available. And the best way to explain it, yeah, in layman's terms is, let's say we're working together on something, right?
You're not running with this tool.
Yeah. Look, imagine we're working on something together, yeah? Let's say let's stay on that toolkit situation, right? Now, you know that you're not spending the money on the materials. I'm going to spend the money on the materials, but I've given you a certain budget, right? So I've told you, this is how much you're getting. You've got to go and paint the walls, sand them, and do everything. Just deliver them. So you've got to just paint them, sand them, do all that type of stuff. And you know that you ain't got the budget to go and get this primer or this type of sandpaper because it's too expensive, right? But you still got to get the job done because that's the budget I've given you and you've accepted that. Now, for me, the onus is on you. You know what the budget is. You can come and ask me, look, I don't have enough. Can I go and do this? And I tell you, look, this is what you're getting. You could easily say, well, I can't do the job for that price. If you're telling me you can do the job for that price, the deadline's in 2 weeks, bro. I expect the walls to be painted and primed and everything. Mm-hmm. If you ain't done it, that's not my fault. That's your fault. Mm-hmm. Because I've given you a set of instructions with the tools that you were given, and you told me that the tools were sufficient. And every time everyone asked you about the tools, it was the midfield's all right. We have enough money. You know how we operate. I like to give players a chance. We're not like other teams. We're not just going to forget about players. We're not going to move players on. Heck, so interestingly enough, right, that guess what the news is coming out today? Guess who's being pushed for another contract? Guess what player? Milner.
Oh, yeah.
Milner people. Yeah. James Milner. Klopp is adamant to go and do you know what I mean? And sign a player to an extension in a season where there has to be a transition and you have to let players go. So is FSG forcing these players to stay?
This is the question.
Like I don't. That's the thing. And look, we're never actually going to know. We're never going to know. But for me, it's not even a FSG did this or a Klopp did this. It's a we did this because in our in that dynamic, right? Let's say we're doing the work for somebody, but we're working together on something. I've given you the budget to do something. I said you're going to go and do the walls. You do the walls. Whether you do them well, shit, you don't do them. The client that we're doing it for is not going to care whether it was my fault, your fault, the supply chain broke down, we didn't get this deal over the line, we were late to work. It doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You didn't get it done. So when you look at it, it doesn't matter. It's a we thing. So for me, it's the FSG and Klopp thing. They're in the boat together, and I don't understand why people try to separate the two. When Liverpool, we spoke about before, when Liverpool are doing well, why do people just like to say Klopp for the players, but don't give any credit to FSG?
Yeah, fact.
But you want to criticize FSG for not giving funds. But when they've given funds and it worked out, and when they've put the systems in place, like Michael Edwards and your Julian Wards and all these brothers and the headhunters, all the scouts that have been able to go and use this Moneyball system to go and get these renowned players that a lot of players don't even want to part with or haven't wanted to part with. Your Salahs even. Do you know what I mean? Scared to get part ways with a Salah. Scared to part ways with a Mane. Scared to part ways with a Henderson. The thought that Bobby's leaving is driving people crazy. All these people, when you're scared to go and do that, who brought these players in? Because they weren't Klopp. It weren't Klopp. Like that's for me. When you go and see that, it's like cool. Like I hear it. FSG out. What about Klopp then? When it comes to because if you're telling me that he's just this individual just doesn't know what's going on, he's oblivious to everything. He's like, no, I signed the contract, but I didn't know, and you're playing that. Cool, bro. Cool. But listen, but guess what? I had a lot of man in the ends, right? Get bagged for something, and they're like, oh, but I didn't know, bro. I didn't know he had it. I didn't know he had that thing on him. Bro, it doesn't matter. You got, do you know what I mean? You're an associate to the crime, bro. You're getting the same punishment. It is what it is, bro. And that's what it is. It's like, cool. That's what I see.
That last bit was so fucking dumb, bro. But it's so true, though, when you think about it. Because at the end of the day, you can't act like Klopp is, you know what I mean? You can't act like Klopp is oblivious to obviously everything that's going on. People obviously mention, I see some people in the comments about, you know, FSG potentially. We don't know. I don't know. JJ don't know. Like, no one's seemingly ever going to know how it really kind of works at Liverpool, other than obviously Jurgen Klopp and a few other people. So we have to wait for him to leave to them, you know, hear spill the tea and all of that. But when I think about it, I'm just like, brother, at the end of the day, like, 1 minute, as JJ said, we praised the owners and we praised the model. We praised the model that the owners had set in place. When things are not quite working now, and obviously the landscape of football has now changed, obviously we're criticizing the owners, saying, oh, you man got to spend peas and tear and and I get that, and I agree. I do think we should spend a bit more money in the transfer market and stuff like that. But then I also look at it and I think to myself, the reality is you've never really been a club like that. You'd have to obviously get new owners first and foremost in order for you to behave in a way that's going to allow you to be able to develop into one of those clubs who spend 200, 300, 400 million over maybe a window / 2 windows kind of thing. And we're not really that club, and we've never ever been that type of club. But we're still a club who does, since Jurgen Klopp has come in, reasonably well. Won a Premier League, won a Champions League, and won all these other trophies. So when we're looking at the landscape and when we're looking at everything, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, all right, so we're gonna just turn now all of a sudden into this club who spend, I don't know, 100 in excess of 100 million on one player, and then after we spent that 100 million on one player, we're then going to still have to spend, I don't know, another 100 and whatever million on all these other players that we kind of need in order to do a rebuild. But then I look at Klopp and I think to myself, JJ mentioned it before. How many, like, the guy obviously wants a specific type of players, which is absolutely his right. He has the right to do that. No, and I haven't got no beef with Klopp doing that, by the way. I want my manager to know exactly what he wants in a team. If you cannot obtain these specific players, are you so stubborn that you're willing to put the team in this much, like, to the detriment of the team this badly in order to get what you want, like a 5-year-old would do? So you're gonna go sit in the corner, kick up your stuff, and now you're moving mad. Now it's just, you know what, fuck it. I ain't buying nobody then. If I can't get this guy, I ain't buying nobody. So, but to the detriment of the football club in a general sense, is that what you're kind of on? Like, kind of thing. Is that what you're doing? So if you didn't get Chouameni, like, look at the players that we're even talking about. Obviously, guys, look, at the end of the day, we want these ballers to obviously appear at Liverpool. We want these big players. I would love to have players like this, but Liverpool have never, maybe since your Kenny Dalglish kind of days, and even then, but let's say since those kind of times, Liverpool have never been a club who go out and get these, what we would determine to be baller type footballers, kind of thing, in your Chouameni, your Jude Bellinghams, your Gavis, or your Musialas, or the Camavingas. Like, we don't seem to get these type of players, and under Klopp, we still don't get them. Let's not act. Klopp has not signed one world-class player since he joined. Maybe Thiago.
One brother, but we've established he's not really world-class. He had a world-class season.
He had a world-class season, yes. I don't think he was. I think he was just a world-class, yeah.
Yeah, because in terms of ability, he has the ability of a world-class player. But
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Is availability. He's been able to play every single game. It's all of that, and he had one very, very good season. Bar that, he was just more like a maverick. You look at like Ousmane Dembele. Like, I don't think anyone calls him world-class, but he's a maverick, innit? Like, you can see the talent's there, but you ain't available. You're always injured. Sometimes you're not performing.
You're put into like that batch of just players where you're like, oh, he's dope. Like, I always looked at Thiago. He's dope. Like, he's really, really dope. But I wouldn't have called him. Like I said, he had one world-class season in the flipping 10, however many years he's been playing football. So outside of Thiago, Liverpool have never signed a world-class player. Now, if we're looking at Jude Bellingham, like, he's this world-class player at the age of 19, which is fair enough. If you want to call him that, whatever, that's just down to opinion. At the end of the day, from when we don't even do that, why would then us signing someone like a Jude Bellingham, not signing a Jude Bellingham, then be kind of a shock to the system of Liverpool fans when there are other players? Again, my own opinion, I'm not saying this is factual, in my own opinion, that you're looking at other players and you're saying, I kind of think that this player might actually suit our system maybe a little bit better, to be honest with you, because of the type of player he is. Maybe your Agates, maybe I like Yunus Musa. I think he could fit Liverpool's system. There are so many other, your Kones, your Turams, your
Adams, your Weston McKennies. There's loads of brothers.
Yeah. Like we've sat here and spoken about the different type of players. So, and that's just us. So, but I'm not saying that Jude Bellingham isn't a fantastic player, because he blatantly is a fantastic player. What I'm trying to explain is that I just don't understand why it would be such a shock if we don't really sign this guy when we're a team that, unfortunately, now we need to rebuild like there's no tomorrow. It's not like you sign a Jude Bellingham like City signed a Haaland. You're just getting like someone to just add. And you could call it the last piece of the jigsaw, but I don't feel like with City there is a last piece there. It always seems to continue. But you know what I mean? The guy who complements.
A marquee signing where it's like Chelsea, like they've tried to go and make like 5 marquee signings like in the window. It just doesn't work, right? But
it just doesn't.
Haaland was the marquee signing. The season before that, it was Grealish. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was one signing that trumps all the others. Now, Bellingham's going to be that signing, but best believe if Bellingham's the signing, Liverpool somehow end up getting a player that's up for 150 million. I'm telling you, the drop down in the types of midfielder you're going to get. Don't be surprised if we're going and looking at a Sander Berger from Sheffield. Don't be surprised at that. Because we saw what happened when we signed Virgil. When we signed Virgil, or was it no? No, when we won the Champions League, we signed Fabinho that summer, marquee signing, and Alisson, right? 2 marquee players.
No, we had Alisson before because he won the Champions League.
Fabinho it was, right? Fabinho. Yeah. We signed Fabinho. Marquee signing.
No, because not when we won it, because Fabinho won the Champions League as well.
Yeah, but when we won the no, he did. Fabinho won the Champions League.
Okay, yeah.
He did. But what I'm saying, right? Listen to this, yeah. So we signed this player, marquee signing, and what did we do when we win the Champions League? Sanderberg and Adrian. Is that the players that came into the squad? I think it is. It was Sepp Vandenberg. Sepp Vandenberg.
Yeah.
Not Sanderberg. Sepp Vandenberg and Adrian.
Mm.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Sepp Vandenberg and Adrian. That's the drop off because you spent all the P's before. Whereas, like, I'm not saying it wasn't right to go and get that player. Oh, and Harvey Elliott. Big up to Wiener and Harvey Elliott. So those are the players we signed to go and kick on. Because we spent all the money on 2 players when in actual reality we should have had Fabinho in that summer, Keita in the next. You know how Liverpool move. We spent all the money in that 1 year, knowing that we ain't gonna have the P's.
To be honest, it all depends on, like, there's so many. Obviously, by the way, guys, I'm not saying that we don't sign him. We could sign him. We have no idea. Like, the summer ain't even started yet, and we still got the whole summer before, like, of transfer news to get through anyway, kind of thing. These are all just journalists having their 2 cents and blah blah blah. For all we know, Ornstein's chatting shit. He, like, whatever he said, don't even take it with a pinch of salt. And then because he's gonna look dumb if we turn around and then sign the guy 2 seconds later. So it could be a question of that. I understand. And at the same time, I don't also believe the journalists who say, yeah, Liverpool, we're definitely, going to sign him and, we're offering his dad this, that, and the third. Bro, you know how Liverpool work, man. We don't work like that as a club. Like, we only work in silence, in code. Like, if you can't crack that code, which no one seems to be able to do you think us as content creators or you as fans are going to be able to crack that shit? Bro, I promise you now, it's not going to happen. So we just got to wait to see. Like I said, you wake up tomorrow, Liverpool signed this guy. Rah, where did Cody Gakpo come from? I just woke up and I'm seeing the news like Cody Gakpo's coming to Liverpool. So, it's one of those kind of things. We all know how Liverpool behave, but we need to look at this sometimes. And I just think to myself, if we don't sign Jude Bellingham, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to be like, oh my day. It will look embarrassing. Obviously, don't get twisted. It will start to look a little bit embarrassing from a Liverpool perspective. But as a whole, I'll be like, I won't mind if you actually go out there and sign some, decent midfielders anyway. Midfielders who can come in and improve the midfield. I ain't going to be mad at you, for those kind of things. But if you're coming in and you're saying, if Klopp's literally telling the board, people saying, if Klopp wanted, big up Kurdish, because he was saying this in meaning, which we're chatting on Twitter earlier on, and he was saying, look, if your manager wanted a player for so long, you just got to fork out the funds. But then I'm like, but how much is too much though, bro? Like, how much are you trying to say that these guys need to spend to satisfy everyone's needs? Because if people say Dortmund might act in good faith, I don't even see it like that, because the reality is, they don't owe us anything. So the good faith thing, I'm like, they don't need to do anything that
why would they act in good faith? Why?
Yeah, I saw I'll try and get up the tweet now, but I saw someone mention it, and I was just like, well, that don't really make no sense, because they don't owe us anything. It's not like we bust them on something and blah blah blah. It don't really work. Football doesn't really work like that. And I've also heard people obviously mention Jude Bellingham. Now, I believe he would come to Liverpool if we just had the cash and just spend it. I do believe that. I think he would blatantly come to Liverpool just because I think bro, I genuinely believe that he's that type of player. I don't feel like he's not the type of player that I look at and think has the same mentality as a Haaland. Now, whether that's a good or bad thing in your eyes, that's all subjective. Haaland is a guy who, after he moved from Dortmund, he knew he's going to move to a team that was winning. He had to move to a club that's his next available step. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is, well, I can't go to a team like a Dortmund, which Liverpool effectively are at this current moment in time, where we're not the best team in our country. We're second/third/fourth best in our country at times, kind of thing. So I'm going to a similar type of team, similar type of fan base, all that kind of stuff. I feel like Jude Bellingham, he seems like a brother that might potentially want that. Obviously, I'm hoping that he has the mentality of kind of a Haaland, where you're saying, nah, I'm at a stage now in my football development where my next step needs to be going to a club where I'm going there to win. I haven't really got time to be going to a club which, by the time the manager who I'm signing for leaves, that's when we're starting to build as a team. I'm just like, so you're going to waste another Klopp's here for 3 more years. You're going to waste another 3 more seasons, give or take, trying to build and be in this kind of piece in the team that we're trying to build around and etc. Like, Liverpool's supposed to be a big club. Like, why are we now out here still we're doing a rebuild that might even take 2-3 years? I don't see that with other top clubs like that. Unless they completely like Barcelona and they got no money and they've had to do a fuckery thing and it's just completely gone to shit. So then they've had to develop all of these young players to then come through, kind of thing. I'm not seeing that with Manchester City, kind of thing. Manchester United, I never saw that. I never ever saw that with Manchester United. I never saw where there was such a mad, you had to do the craziest turnaround. Bro, they were playing with players like John O'Shea, Darren Fletcher, Park Ji-sung. Like, are you trying to tell me that man hasn't got players of that same quality? Like, you got Henderson, James Milner, Harvey Elliott, all of these brothers. They're like this. That's like that. That's literally the same thing that they've got over there. But then when you're dotting that around with all of these class players, when you're freshening it up so much, and the manager isn't so stubborn in thinking, if I can't get this guy, I'm getting nobody, that you can't have that attitude, bro. That's what bugs me the most about this, is that you can't have the attitude of, if I can't get this brother, I'm not getting anybody. Are you 5? Like, bro, come on, man. This is football. Like, football moves, especially. What if Bellingham got a mad injury? Like, the maddest injury.
Not even that, though. Imagine, all right, cool. Just get the play one, whatever it is, right? Where do you draw the line? If like, as you said, if Dortmund asked for 300 million for Bellingham, what do we say?
That's what I'm saying.
No, we say 250, right? But then where do you draw the line as a club? If the club don't value, if Klopp can't go and express and break down why, if Klopp can't explain to the board why he's worth a certain amount of money, then he's not worth a certain amount of money. Because we've shown we broke the transfer record twice for 2 players, bro. Twice.
Exactly. Just not to say that they won't do it.
Exactly. So, and people telling me, oh yeah, but the times have changed. Yeah, well, exactly. So at the time, we went and broke the transfer record with Alisson. Yes, it was then broken through the purchase of Kepa, like a day later or like a week later. But at the time, we broke the record for Alisson, and with Virgil van Dijk, we broke the record as well. Before that, they broke the record with Carroll, and wasn't that FSG as well? Wasn't that FSG, people? So they've broken the record multiple times throughout their history. They'll probably do it again, but is it worth it? Are people really telling me that Bellingham is? If Bellingham's worth 150, then for me, I'll break it down. Rice is worth nearly 200. Then, now think about it. He's played in the Premier League. He's more experienced. He's played on the international stage. Maybe the argument is that Jude's played in the Champions League, but Rice is captain of West Ham. He's playing in the Premier League. That is a bigger feat for me than him playing a couple games in the Champions League. He's a starter. He was a mainstay in that England team as well. Is that what we're saying now? Is that what we're saying? I don't know. Like, this whole Bellingham situation, hear it. People want him. He's a decent player. Is he even of the level of a Camavinga? I don't think so. I'm going to be dead honest. I'm going to be dead honest with you people. I don't. Jamrock, big up to Jamrock. I'm going to track this at G, saying, look, he disagrees with your take, saying Haaland went to City because they're the only team willing to pay his transfer fee, the money paid to his agent and father, and also 700k a week in wages. I think.
No, I disagree. I think
it was more than that. No, go on. I just thought it was more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably was more than that. I disagree. I think there would have been other teams. If Man City were just kind of probably the only real project. I'm not saying that, and I also would say as well that another team that if Haaland wanted to have gone to another team, would another team have had to pay that amount? I don't think so. I don't think it works in that kind of way. Like this isn't Ronaldo. Like man's moving there for the P's and the P's only, like kind of thing. This is a guy who he had a release clause in his contract, regardless of anything. So anybody, West Ham could have paid that release clause, kind of thing. On top of that, then you've got obviously his wages, etc. Whatever the fee is then to the father. Like, nah, I think you say Real Madrid couldn't afford. They could have afforded it. I don't see any real reason as to why they couldn't have afforded it. They could have done it. They could have packaged it up in so many different ways. Yeah, I don't. There would have been maybe Real Madrid and PSG would have been my two other teams. Obviously, you wouldn't go PSG, but Real Madrid would have been my other team that they could have afforded it. They can afford those wages if they want to afford those type of wages. Again, I don't even believe he's on those kind of wages anyway. I don't think any player is on 700 grand a week. I think it's again packaged up in a way that, like Mo Salah's not actually on 350 grand a week. He's on, technically speaking, 500-600 grand a week if you package it up in terms of everything, that outlay and stuff like that. And I think that's just what that outlay is for someone like a Haaland. No football player on earth. I mean, sorry, that's a lie, because I don't know what Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe are on. But outside of those kind of players, nah, there's no other player who's on 700 grand a week, especially at Manchester City. They wouldn't be able to afford that. You're mute.
Now saying for me as well.
Mbappe as well. Sorry, yeah, we got
Mbappe. For me as well, it's one of those ones where I'm looking at the City project, and it's not that they couldn't afford his wages, and it's like that's his wages, and he weren't budging. Otherwise, he's staying at Dortmund. He just went to the high. It just so happened that City were the highest bidders. Like that's how it is. Like at that point, if he's looking around and thinking, cool, if I can maximize my amount of money, right? Actually, to be fair, where's he gonna go? He's gone to the top team in the Premier League.
Yeah,
he would have either gone to the top team in the French league, maybe the top team in the German league, because that happens quite often, Dortmund to Bayern, or the top team in Spain, which is obviously not Barca at the moment, because Barca are having their own issues. Real Madrid only won. So maybe at that moment in time, they couldn't afford the wages, but Real Madrid were doing everything in their power to go and get Mbappe. Everything in their power to get Mbappe.
But this is why I say they could have afforded it, because the reality is Mbappe would be more money than a Haaland. So how would they have had money for an Mbappe, but then not have had the money the wages to then sign a Haaland? To me, that wouldn't even make sense. Like Mbappe's on what God knows whatever this guy's even putting in every single week. And as I said, big up Jeremy, by the way. As I said, no player in the Premier League is on base salary 700 grand a week. There is no player. Any report you see of a football player in the Premier League on 700 bags a week, that's bullshit. I would find that extremely 99.9% hard to believe that a football player in the Premier League is on 700 bags a week base salary. Forget it. Like, even if you then want to add on anything, fair enough. Yeah, I can then see that. But to say base salary 700 bags a week, that's a whole next kind of category that you're putting yourself in. And they're not. And Man City and the way that they kind of do their business and the way that they kind of do things, nah, I just don't see it as, as something that would have been viable, really for them, to be honest with you. But hey, who am I to say, boy? For all I know, I ain't seen them really knows. At
the end of the day, we'll never actually know what these brothers are on. Heck, Salah might be on $1 million a week. Yeah, I mean, after
but that's what I'm saying. Salah might be on $1 million a week. We don't even know, Rubai. And then we're like, shit, right? I didn't even know he was. This is why he was asking for more money, base salary, so that he could, it's all of that. But yeah, I just think when it comes to like a Haaland situation, just forget his wages. Just in terms of like the mentality, again, where else can Jude go? Jude can go to so many different teams. Like, he's actually probably in a better position than a Haaland, really and truly. Because as Jerry said, like at the time, maybe if you want to factor in his wages, who else could potentially pay the amount or in wages for Haaland? Jude ain't gonna be on, to my knowledge, unless someone can.
What is the problem though? What is the problem though with the Jude situation? I think he could warrant something like that. He somehow
500-600 bags a week.
No. Maybe not Haaland because Haaland's numbers, isn't it? Numbers are the biggest
Yeah,
denominator in football, so it's a bit different, right? But I'm saying he could still. I could see him going and getting like 200 or 250 somewhere, even at his age.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
He's not going to be on that at Liverpool. And the problem he's got, no, he's not. Because think about it, if he comes in and that at Liverpool, he means he's one of the top earners at the club. He's earning more than he's earning more. If he does that, what certain players, like even Trent's going to be like, hold on, like let's not get it. Like, come on, let's not get it twisted. What Trent's done in the game, what Bellingham's done to the game is like chalk and cheese. Bellingham's done nothing in the game, but he can demand it. So I'm saying, so cool. So let's say he's demanding that, right? Look, Liverpool aren't going to pay him that amount of money, right? They might pay him. They'll pay him a lot. Might pay him even 190. He ain't going over 200, yeah? Especially that first contract, because you're going to want to renew and you want there to be an incentive. So he signed on that contract.
Sorry. Before you even continue, Romz, I beg you, shut up, bro. I can just see you in the fucking chat. Yeah, you're just discrediting my name in the chat with all this. Guys, I never want to know dead. If I show you the chat of the players that Romz wanted, you guys will look at Romz sideways. You'll start looking at Romz side.
You're telling me you wanted McGinn and Jude will browse. I was trying to show you about Gabby.
Brother, listen, if I show you the type of players that Romz wants, you're not going to be like, what, Romz? Romz don't know no bets, no nothing.
Losing my money. He's gonna have people walking around straight and looking for him. Like, hey, you got I seen this brother here. Like,
bro, you see this brother? Fucking hell, yo. Man, not do beans on toast.
I remember when you're even trying to put, like, you weren't trying to put respect to Musiala's name though. You're like, who? Musli? Like, you're like, nah, he's dead, probably. Is that you were calling him Muesli and that? You were like, yeah, dead.
Bro, guys, go over to GTV. See the way I talk about Musiala. You'll hear it. The tapes are there. The tapes are there. I've got all the screenshots of all the conversations. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. If I told you the type of players that Romz wants, you'd think this is Liverpool under Kenny Dalglish. I'll just leave it at that.
But do you know what it is though?
I'll leave it.
Should I quick one? Yeah, it's Liverpool under Kenny Dalglish. Yeah, was any of the seasons better than this season? Like in terms of how you felt?
How I felt?
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw Carroll, and I saw that Tony, I saw that horse like gathering speed as he was running like this, and the Tony Pro flying. I was getting gassed. I was like, yeah, you know what, big man, little man, that duo.
Maybe the year that we won the League Cup, or Carling, whatever it was called back then. Maybe that year, because we weren't expected to do any better. Like we weren't a top team, so I didn't expect Liverpool to be like challenging for anything. So when you then won it, you were a lot more like, oh right, kind of thing. Whereas now I expect Liverpool to be challenging always, kind of thing. Like for me, the drop off can only be third place. Like I was trying to find the time when Manchester United finished like 4th and 5th and whenever, but I can't only since Fergie left. That's the kind of drop off I'm talking about. I don't mind you dropping off, but brother, come on, man, this is like embarrassing, bro.
But I'm not, man. But look, guys, please make sure we're smashing the like. I'm hearing there's murmurs in the chat. Do you know what I mean that the likes aren't adding up? There's a couple.
Hey, yo, let me see them.
They're beefing and stuff. So do you know what I mean? We need to make sure that with the likes are added. So it's going to get into some of the comments as well that we built up.
Hey, you man, I don't want get into the comments. We'll get to that.
Cool. We got hold on. We'll start this one. Captain Sal saying FSG just happy fighting for top 4, and from 2024 they qualify as a legacy club. So no need to waste on big money signings. Is that actually a thing as well?
It's apparently starts from 24, 25. Apparently, I don't even really understand it, to be fair. So I need to even do research behind it. I don't quite understand how it works.
Okay, cool. We've got Minerals FC saying, Jerry, question for G, mate. Are you worried LFC might miss out on top 4?
Worried, no. I'm not worried really, because I don't.
You expect it?
Yeah, it's like I like I'm not looking at top four like anything. I'm just like, bro, if we don't get it, then that will just prove that we were as shit as we've been saying. Kind of, I don't know. Like, I'm worried. Nah, to be honest with you, I don't look at it like that. I just look at it as top four is not something that I even think about in my brain. Like for me, it's top three or bust. Anything lower than that, I'm just like, I don't even care. Do what you're doing. Do what you're doing.
Hey man, North Red saying yes, Klopp should have made it clear. I need to recruit practically every window. If you don't back me, I'll publicly state it's out of my hands, so they're all to blame. It doesn't even have to publicly say it, bro. You just bounce. You just bounce, bro. Like you know that at your job, like you don't need to go and tell all the employees that they ain't paying you what they're paying you across the road.
Yeah, you don't like that.
You don't let management know if they're like, cool, look, we ain't gonna give you the piece. You just bounce, bro. Like, I'm moving on to pastures new. You hear it all the time in football. Why does he have to come out and do a ruckus? I don't get it. Where's his journey?
They want him to do you know what it is? They want him to do a contact. They want him to do a contact.
Exactly. And then he'll be throwing the club into disrepute. He's throwing the players under the bus. It's all of this. It's madness. It's madness. Big up to Recency Bias Radio saying, I think Klopp likes Linders and FSG because they are built-in scapegoats for him. Yeah, and the fans as well. Everyone. It's the canteen, the canteen lady, the players. I guarantee you, if there's injuries coming next season,
hey, Dorothy.
Look, if we go into a game and it's like, oh yeah, Nunes is ill with food poisoning, bruv, Dorothy's getting a sack, bruv. Their pitchforks outside her mum's yard and that. Do you know what I mean? Saying, yeah, your daughter can't cook for ish. It's time for her to go. That's what's gonna happen, man. We know saying so basically, while Klopp was being convinced to sign the deal, he didn't speak extensively about what it would take to make us successful. He didn't use it as leverage. He just accepted it at 15 M's. Jerome is saying, bruv, why are we surprised about the Milner contract? That's another one. Name Noor saying, yeah, but football has changed and now we have to evolve. We have to you have to spend around 250 minimum. Psychedelic saying Klopp the spoiled brat. That sounds like a 5-year-old. That sounds like a Dennis the Menace story or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
Dennis, spoiled brat. And like Dennis the Menace 2, the spoiled brat, or something like that.
Yeah, bro. Klopp the Menace, bro.
Romz saying, G. Oh yeah, I read that already. Wiener saying the best wing in the world was fined for 10 million euros. That's for that Scalia. Crazy. Frank Wood saying, fellas, please talk about if we need a proper centre forward. I wish we were looking at man.
Listen, I wouldn't mind that African turning up at Liverpool, to be honest with you, bro. Like, seems like
you miss Mane now, yeah? Is that what we're saying?
Say that again?
You miss Mane. Is it Salah?
No,
is it African enough for you now?
Bro, I need a bit more like African in my I need the West African to come back into the team or something, bro.
Is it Salah African enough for you, bro?
Of course, bro. You know what I mean? We're not going to get into that.
Number 11 is not giving you that African spirit up front on the team.
Man. He's giving me the something else type of spirit, man. I need that African raw strength. You know what it is? I need that. It's something like that, to be honest with you. Like I need a striker who, at the end of the day, we don't know, man. Osimhen might turn out to be a dud. Like he could be like another Nunes because this is the only season that we've seen him bang. I mean, I didn't hear about Osimhen like this last season. I heard about him, but just nowhere near to this kind of level. So man can't really sit on Osimhen too tough. But if he's the next one up, then you know what I mean, like bring the African over here, man. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, we were talking about him and Nunes in the summer. Who would you have right now?
Osimhen, 100%. But you already know Nunes ain't getting no looking for anybody.
Oh, okay, cool, fair enough. James,
Evan Ferguson, 100%. I'll take that guy as well.
James Doherty saying Gakpo was shocked, I think, at how bad Liverpool pass and move the ball. Might be a bit faster than the Dutch league, but we do play like a bit of a pub team sometimes on the clock. Yeah, we know. We just go direct. I think that's what you do. It is. We've just become such an awkward team to play against more than anything. You know like that. You know, you're expecting man to do like a 1-2 around the corner. We do a 1 smash over the top. You know what I mean? Hendo first time passing that. Whoa. We're on the front foot. We're not expecting that ball over the top. That's why all these small teams like in League 2 catch these teams out because they're not used to playing that type of style all the time, innit? Abdus Chowdhury saying, watch us give Mount the number 8 shirt. I don't care at this point. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Someone needs to take the shirt anyway, so regardless, it doesn't even matter.
I don't mind even having Mount. I know you're against it, G, but for me, it's just he's a good player.
You know what? The thing with Mount is that if you're going to sign someone like a Mount again, I need to then see the whole. Like we signed Gakpo. I think we've spoken about Gakpo before.
Yeah, seen the whole package. Seen it as a whole package.
The whole package. Like if it's Gakpo and some other players, bro, like Gakpo's calm. You know what I'm saying? Like Gakpo's not.
Listen, if we got Gakpo and it was any other midfielder, like Amrabat, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Would have been over the moon. Would have been like, nah.
Over the moon, bro. Over the moon, bro.
What window?
100%. 100%.
Right. MN11, big up, saying my thing is that I don't think this Bellingham thing is mainly on FSG. Klopp is to blame as well, compensating years of no midfielder for a player he knew might not come anyway. Facts. We know saying, why do people hate on Mount? He'd instantly be our best midfielder and he brings goals and assists. Maybe not the greatest IQ, but would still have more than everyone. Still have more than everyone, bar Thiago and is affordable. It's facts, you know. When you look at his technical ability, I know it's mad. If he came into our team, he'd be our most technical midfielder, bar Thiago.
Remember, bro, like
one of our most technical forwards.
Liverpool, but remember, we have to remember what type of midfield that he doesn't want technical, like having the technical ability. What has that done for Liverpool?
Yeah,
we got. Look at Thiago. If we're going to use Thiago and Mason Mount. Obviously, we know who's way better technically. Fair enough, Thiago. So if you're going to get him Mount, I don't understand what he's coming in to realistically do and where he even plays. Like, is he a winger? Is he a midfielder? Is he a false nine? Like you play so many positions and you play none of them really that well. Like you play some of them decent. I'm just like, where do you really fit? Remember, we have to remember Klopp wants a certain type of midfielder. We don't you have to think about that still.
Facts. We got Cameron Elder, Cameron saying it's time to stop this Nunes crap. Without him, we are toothless. Since Newcastle, we've been clinical.
We played Newcastle the other day, my guy. What about the whole season? We played Newcastle the other day. Like I thought hey, big up Cameron, you know. Hey, my G. But we played Newcastle the other day, bro. Like I thought he was gonna say, since the beginning of the season, like I mean, he's been but we played Newcastle like 5-6 games ago. So what was Donny doing before that? Nah, man, give me Osherman. You know why I want Osherman? Because you could tell with a player like Osherman, yeah, at least with his skill set and stuff like that, Donny is definitely not playing on the left. He ain't playing on the right. You could tell he ain't no winger whatsoever.
Yeah, I think he's actually because he's just much. I think he's actually more athletic than Nunes, and it's mad to say. I think Nunes actually might be a bit. Now, yeah, I think when I've gone and seen him, I think even just that strength, height, just athleticism and everything. Him on the left and right will be a tragedy, bro. It will be worse than Nunes, bro. It'll be worse than Nunes. It will actually be worse than Nunes. But he's effective.
It would be crazy. Imagine Osherman on the wings.
Hold on, Osherman and Nunes and Salah up front.
And Nunes on that's Klopp though. I could see Klopp getting someone like a thing and then playing Gakpo in the middle as the false nine and thinking, yo, 2 athletic brothers on the wing, 2 fast, strong type of guys. Yo, like that's Klopp all over, bro. 100%.
Yeah, Klopp 100%. Will get and Klopp will go and get Lukaku and be like, you could be my DM. And then like that.
Bro, you're playing with Lukaku right wing, bro. Left foot, you're playing right wing. Bro, you're laughing, bro. I promise you. That's what Klopp is onto madness, though. That's the problem. That's the problem.
It's true, you know. We got Paul Smith. Big up to Paul Smith saying my midfield for next season would be Kouadio Kone, Alan Varela, Manuel Ugarte, and Ryan Gravenberch. These signings will be cheaper than Bellingham.
It doesn't even matter, man. I keep telling you, bro. My signings would be Pedri, Gavi, Musiala, and play a 4-2-3-1. But the reality is does Klopp think like the way that we want him to think? Like that's the problem. But big up Paul because some of the players you named I like. Manuel Ugarte, Gravenberch, I've loved since he was at Ajax. Like good players that you're naming there. But
do you think Gravenberch is better than Bellingham? Obviously, he hasn't played this season because he's gone to a different team. But
I think he was offering more. For me, he was offering more at that age than a Bellingham in terms of what they kind of bring. I think with Bellingham, what I see from him is he's a jack of all trades, master of none type of player. Like he can do a lot of things quite well. This energy in midfield, and I think that's like a buzz for a lot of people. They like seeing players like this. I feel like Gravenberch, I just felt like he was so silky in the middle. I felt like good passer of the ball, could play between the lines very, very well. Also can sit in deeper positions and play that very well. But he wasn't an industrial player. Like a Bellingham is super industrial. Like you can play him in a team like that. And I think that's why, it'll be a bit different.
John saying, Ryan, who? Bun that give me James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, even watching too many. Even watching too many like just free kick videos and that. You know like that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, your YouTube search and history must be crazy.
Romz saying my midfield for next season would be G, JJ, and Ish.
Come on.
G playing in midfield, man. We know what type of brother he is, man. No name on the back, just stick him out wide.
I told you, bro. Like JJ and Ish will have to do the deeper role, and then I can play in the 10. I like a Ødegaard, bro. I don't see Ødegaard out here making mad tackles back there. And if he does, it's like once in like a blue moon. I'll do that. If you want me to do the once in a blue moon thing,
just making sure. So you're like an Ødegaard in terms of ability. Like that's
no, hell no. No. I'm like a fuck it, like a Musiala. How about that? Musiala.
You're a perfect player then. You're like a Salah, and you're gonna be like, yeah, play him in the number 10, bro. Like, just get him on the ball.
Oh hell no, because my technique is way better than fucking Salah's. Like, man, I'm not gonna be bouncing the ball off my foot and that. Nah. Hell no.
Nah, cool. We'll just get into some more of the comments before we head off as well. I'll ask a couple questions before we head out as well. Gio saying, Jerry, that accent, he's laughing at it. You know, I'm gonna do the whole stream like that one day. Start talking like a proper geezer, you know, like that. Start talking like
talk like a proper geezer. He's sending all that.
Danny's sending everything. So Dan, local plumber. Tony K saying, we really are in the bloody bin. Wait for a year for Bellingham. Now we won't get him. Joke of a club. Big up Tony K. It is what it is. At this moment in time, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Like, we're in the mud anyway. It doesn't matter how much. You know what? Sometimes you have clocked. You see Never Ending Story, yeah? That when was it Never Ending Story? Is that what the film's called? Is that the film's name? Is that what's called, or is that the song? For my 80s babies, Never Ending Story. I'm gonna say
80 babies and looked at me like I'm an 80 baby.
The Never Ending Story, yeah? The Never Ending Story.
The theme song, yeah.
Yeah, no, but the film, right?
We talk about the film.
What happens when the bread is in the mud? See, when you're trying to fight at the mud's sinking you in, bro. You just need to let it take you. You know, sometimes you gotta let it take you and come at the other end. Not like that. Yeah, Psychedelic saying there's a film called that. That's exactly what it is. That's what
I was thinking. There's a film, but I didn't know there was a song.
Yeah. There is the theme tune of it, bro.
What's the theme tune of it?
Never Ending Story.
I just wanted to hear you say it, bro. I say no more. Love.
That's a vibe.
I just wanted to hear, guys. You don't even know about JJ singing, bro. One day he's gonna sing, bro. So, I just want to hear you sing, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna clip that up. I just want to hear you sing, bro.
That's me, bro.
There's no pause on that. It's just I want to hear you sing, bro.
Pause.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. KLFC, the vocals. You know what I'm saying, bro? You just went to Chris Breezy. You don't think what JJ wasn't singing? Come on, G, bro. JJ was singing at the highest.
Listen, I was the main event. You know, like that. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, bro.
For the people that were just too far away from that had a little small event over there. Man, I'm just dropping my little. You know what I mean? Just little.
You know what? See Jerry with the two-step, bro. I promise you.
Let me not get into it. But cool. Hold on, we got
shit.
Chris, and he's a Scousberg. We're up to Chris saying, "Mount in the bin. Don't want them at Liverpool." Why is this Mount head mad? Why is it mad? I don't get it.
I think you know what it is, bro. When you've been told that you was gonna run a steak and then man took me to Nando's, you're just like, brother. So what happened to the What happened to running my steak at, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, see, you man are moving like ungrateful, like some ungrateful girlfriend, bro. Maybe I wanted to take you on a steak and they didn't have the peas.
But hold on. Though. For 2 years, yeah, we've been saving up. Hold on. For 2 years, we've been saving up peas to go to Novikov. We've been saving up peas to go Novikov, you know. It gets to Valentine's Day. We get there now, and you're taking me to fucking Nando's. But you're telling me, nah, but it's all the same. What?
But hold on. Cool. I've been saving up 2 years. But you know for a fact, I had to go and pay for my grandma's hip replacement, bro. I had to go and fork out.
Like that's a you problem and not an our problem. That's our problem. Like,
bro. Which
you should have had peas set aside to go to Novikov because you've been telling me for 2 years. Nah, you know what I'm saying? In 2 years' time, we're gonna go to Novikov. I got it all set. Valentine's Day 2023. Boom, 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 boom. We finally get to 2023 Valentine's Day. It don't even have to be even a thing. You might have just said, I don't know, what's like a meaty restaurant? That's not even like a Nando's. Like, nah, I was trying to figure out something like above like a Nando's.
Gauchos or something.
Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, fuck it. You told me that we're gonna go, but Gauchos all right though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, you can go to
where then, bro?
I'm trying to think like hey guys in the chat, man.
For you, like I know Novikov's high end, but like for you, Hakkasan's nothing, and you went there for lunch today. So I'm trying to understand where, like.
First of all, guys, don't even listen to what Jerry's even talking about.
I swear
but okay,
the other day.
Okay, let's just say you're talking about like you said that you're gonna take man to Novikov, but you've taken man to like I don't even know, like a meaty restaurant. Like,
what's meaty, bro? Because you had gauchos for breakfast. You had that eggs Benedict and that with a salmon.
Bro, why are you guys even listening to this guy? But you know what I mean, man. Something like a Nando's, and you're just like, right. So all this time we waited 2 years to go to Novikov and but you've taken me to this place. Oh, that's kind of dead. That's kind of meaty. Like, I don't really understand that. But
Mustafa said PFC.
Nah, that's lower than like.
That's when he took you perfect.
Perfect fried chicken and that. Nah.
Oh my days.
That's somewhere where you go by yourself and don't tell anybody that you're going, bro. Just go.
Romz saying you're just so ungrateful.
Bro, I'm not being ungrateful. I'm saying Jerry was saying he was gonna run to Novikov and now we're running. That's dead. Like, walk on.
What I'm saying is, guys, just put it out there. If you find the right one, it doesn't matter where you go. They'll be in it.
All right, say no more. Say no more. If you find the right one, Jerry's right. You don't need to take them to no Novikov. Novikov is not that deep, but I'm just saying, like, it will get to a point where it's coming to 2-3 years down that relationship where she's kind of tired of having Nando's and Chinese every other Valentine.
No, but see, it's the way it's the perspective you have on it. Because for me, I don't mind like a regular Nando's is like, that's our thing. Do you get it? That's like our
of course, bro. I love bro. I run Nando's.
That's our thing, innit? Like we watch the EastEnders, so it's like I don't need to watch that new show. I don't need to watch Cocaine City or any one of them shows, any one of them Sugarcane or whatever. Well, Snowflake, that's the show. I'm going Sugarcane, you know.
You're dumb.
Oh yeah, see, look, Endman, see these materialistic man. That's what he's saying, bro. Man saying you want Bellingham on the back, you materialistic Romans, bro.
Nah, it's not even about being. It's not even about the materialistic. Obviously, sometimes, bro, you've been with your girl for how long, and you're gonna take her to some meaty restaurant or after what for anniversary and that.
All right, cool. So what are you saying? So let's say you're 20 years into the marriage. Then where are you taking her? Then you took her to Novikov. You took her to the highest place. No, don't pay.
Yeah, but then you could. There's other restaurants either on the equal level of a Novikov, or you do something. Maybe it's now been 20 years, so you've obviously been to God knows how many restaurants in that time. So now you're just doing something nice. Now it's just about the thoughtful things. That's when talking about, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Realism, Jared. Poor Jerry's wife, brother. Crazy. Yo, this no. Yo. Hey, big up the missus, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I'm saying.
The worst thing about that as well. You see, Wimpy. I'll tell you a funny story. The other day, yeah.
Wimpy is solid though. Don't get twisted.
Bro, Wimpy, bro. The Wimpy in Lewisham, bro. I remember stepping in there once, bro. It looked like I was on the set for Top Boy about to get burst by Duchesne. You know, like that? Like, it looked terrible. I couldn't order anything in there, bro. This is like during school. You know, I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, first of all, we're next to a church. Second of all, the market's right in front of this. Third thing is, there's just some breader there just munching his hamburger, his quarter pounder of cheese. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, man. This ain't for me. But yeah, man. Red Swan, big up to Red Swan saying, nah, you flip it. Nice restaurants twice a month. You can drop in meaty restaurant on any occasion you like. Facts. And James was expecting to hear, where's my Lauren? Not even that. Where's my Bellingham? Where's my Bellingham? Oh my God. Where's my Bellingham, lads? Where's my Bellingham? I want my Bellingham. Where's my Jude? Where's my Jude? Oh, bro, this is hilarious, bro. Oh my God. How am I laughing to myself? Oh my God. I'll read some of the comments before we head out. Jeez, this Jamie ran away, but there it is, man. Where's my Jude? You know what? In the summer, that's what I'm gonna have to actually do an edit on. You know, I'm actually gonna edit. I'm gonna get a Scouser so I say that like in a proper accent. Where's my Jude? Big up to Ed. Ed saying, "Nah, Curtis vibes." Ed saying, "Wimpy is the definition of was, bruv. Wimpy is was, man. Wimpy is was." See what I mean? See these materialistic man, 2 accounts on that, like that. G on mute.
Oh, has he got the 2 accounts up? Sorry, guys.
It's gone. But but listen to this, G. I think you got off. Romz was saying, JJ was expecting to hear "Where's my Lauren" from Top Boy. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start a thing. I'm gonna get T-shirts made. Yeah, I'm gonna get a scout to say this. Gonna be like, "Where's my Bellingham? Where's my Jude?"
Bro, if we don't get him
in the summer, where's my Jude? That's what you're gonna hear outside the streets of Anfield, bro.
If we don't get him, boy, there's gonna be hell to pay for a lot of people, boy. But let's see, man. Like we're not ITKs at the end of the day, innit? Like, man, just gotta wait and see with that one.
Yeah. Jamrock, we got Jamrock saying, I must be the only man that will take my family to a 5-star high-end restaurant one week, then go into the hood spot for some good soul food or Jamaican food another week. Rav, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm doing the latter more off the former, bro.
Don't get it twisted. Man, I would rather be doing the latter as it is in general, because the reality is the food that you're gonna get in, say, a soul food, you try to take that to a restaurant type of, like, big boy restaurant type of settings, it ain't gonna be the same type of food.
Like, they're stripping it down, and you're seeing like instead of it being all the flavors combined, they'll separate on a plate for you. So
bro, you know when
chicken, and they'll have the pimento scenes in like a powder,
and then they're giving you they're giving you 1-2 jerk sauce, but the jerk sauce is like dripped in like dots on the thing. I'm like, so brother, how am I supposed to even run this in my food, bro? Like, I don't really understand how this is all working. I want my jerk sauce all over the gaff. I don't want it in the, you know, when you get like they've dropped like plopped like a little dot thing. Look, I'm like, these men are moving crazy with the food, man. Like, absolutely crazy. But it is what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. Certain men have got that refined palate. Me on the other matter, I just want the money mace in my team, bro. That's what the money mace in my team right now. Number 8, Cruyff turns plucking. I mean, Cruyff touches that.
Lallana settings. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I liked Lallana. It was entertaining.
I hear it.
I knew what I was getting with him. It was entertaining. Big up to Ed. Ed is a real Niger man saying, any shit's a posh meal for my fam still. man said he's getting the same food he's getting at home, but it's just being served like that as well. You're getting the jollof in like a line. You know, like instead of just getting in a bowl, they'll just put it in like a line and they'll have like, it's dumb.
Just other bit. I never understand it with some of these restaurants, bro.
Just Rob saying G would even come.
But the Queen Vic, bro. You see some of the meals that they even serve there, bro.
Yo, there. No, G would just be comfy with some pork scratchings and a pint of lager, bro.
Give me. Listen, I'll go PFC if we to go PFC. I mean, like, I'm not too. You know what I'm saying? I will run there regardless.
Yeah, it's true, man. Jamrock saying, I just drive a different whip when I go to the hood. That's all it is, man. You don't want to get bucked like some former LFC players. You know what I mean? In the hood, he's getting bucked in the wrong places. We got Squidly, big up to Squidly saying, if we don't get Jude, it won't surprise me. We are an all-talk club and just keep the fans quiet with fake news. Big up to both of you, both. Big up. Ed saying, you see Cola settings at the Vic. Bruv, the amount of deaths that have happened in that Vic, bruv, you just be eating bear man's.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to say. Do you really want to even be eating there, like, kind of thing?
I remember. Look, big up this. Until next time, we're going to chop it up. Big up to everyone that's been commenting. Big up to the super chats. Before we head that, quick question, G, though.
Chat to me.
Bellingham in or Bellingham out?
That's a mad question.
We need to get the banners sorted. Like, it can't just be FSG in, Klopp out. I need FSG in, Klopp out, Bellingham out, Salah out, Trent out. You know this?
I'll probably have to right now go Bellingham out, if I'm being totally honest with you. There's been enough players out there I think I prefer, and I think would be better for Liverpool than a Bellingham. What about you? You ain't getting away with it.
No, yeah, I'm not that big of a fan. I think he's decent, but the last game I watched of him, I know it's only one game, but and he probably had an amazing game after that. But that game against, was it Chelsea? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. He got eaten alive, man. He got eaten.
But you know, it's gonna get hyped up. But Dortmund are, I think, 1 point ahead in the Bundesliga. If they win the Bundesliga, brother,
it's done.
It's gonna start getting done.
Another 15 to 20 million euros on that price tag. That's what that happened,
bro. But it'll be, people will start then saying, "Oh no, but this is why he needs to come to Liverpool and etc." So football's like that, man. Let's just wait and see. I think he's a good player, though. I do think he's a good player. So I don't think he's shit or anything like that at all.
We got Trudon saying Emir Khan got robbed in latent settings. Facts. We got Jamrock saying, and Jerry, Mason Mount or Kone or Ugarte. Oh, I'm getting Manu Kone for me. I'm getting Manu Kone. Reason being that, like, do it is. I think that Ugarte is decent as well, but do it is. I like Kone the most out of them. I think Mason Mount on his day is very good. I know it's mad to say, but I think he's very good. Ugarte, I'm going to be honest, I've seen a bit of him, but I haven't seen enough. But I like his profile. But I'd probably do it in that order.
Okay.
I don't say one is better than the other. But yeah, man. Until next time, though, people. Big up to everyone in the building. Big up to everyone that subscribes. Big up to everyone that's liked the video. Please make sure we're still liking the video. We're going to have much more of these kind of videos and chats and topics because, as you know, people, I mean, we're in the building now, and Liverpool aren't. I mean, Liverpool are taking a break. It's International Week, so we're still going to be here providing content for you. G, let the people know what's coming up on GTV as well.
Usual stuff, man. Player watchers. Watch out for that. Got a video about Fabio Carvalho, and it'll be a bit like as Jerry said, man. We kind of keep just trying to provide some more content, conversations, kind of thing. Any topics really that you guys think we should maybe touch on that isn't really being spoken about. Obviously today was kind of like breaking news, so we have to kind of jump on it. But anything else, man, guys, let us know in the comments. We'll touch on it. Any player that you think might be a good player for Liverpool moving forward, let us know. Definitely would do the research behind players and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that's kind of what we got. And obviously England game, so I might do a little talk behind the England game against Italy later on this week. So yeah.
Cool. Well, there you have it, people. Yeah, make sure we're smashing a like, hitting the notification bell as well, because we've got some special things coming up on the show. A lot of changes as well that are in the works at present. But look, until next time, it's been the Jay James Show, and we're out, people.